Good morning. This is David. Happy to be here. I'm back on YouTube. It's been over 5 years since I've been on YouTube. And I'm going to give you an overview of why that's the case. So, the channel that I did have, I don't have linked up now. I had to create a new channel. Apparently, I lost the data I lost the email address. I think Gmail um, deleted it maybe just 3 months ago. So, but I do have the content. I can send a link to the channel, and ultimately, I want to get it uploaded into this new channel, which is Removing Ego, Accessing Light. The other channel was in the same name, but at any rate, I want to go through kind of how the last 5 years have been and why I haven't been on YouTube in 5 years. So, as I mentioned, I did have a channel starting in 2020. The intuition just came to me, and during COVID, this was right around COVID time. I had the information come to me during COVID, and I started probably exactly 6 years ago when I started my channel. But at any rate, I got a lot of downloads. I got information, and I shared it. I had a lot of dreams also and visions during that time that I shared about kind of making sense of the world. My horizons had opened up since then, but at any rate, got into the fall, probably only like 12 or 13 videos, the fall of 2020. And I started to have these weird dreams. And in the dreams, I was kind of getting intimidated. One of the dreams I remember in particular, I had, to kind of back up a little bit, the dreams that I had and the video. Let me share the videos I used to do. They were on content about UFOs, aliens, things like that. Also, some deep, dark, underground things going on in the world that certain people didn't want to make public. And so, at any rate, it wasn't just any YouTube channel. I wasn't teaching people how to cook pasta or Louisiana food or anything like that. It was deep content that would kind of shock people back in that time frame. So, at any rate, these dreams I started having at the fall of 2020 were intimidating. One of them, kind of like mafiosos, a group of mafia type individuals had gotten me cornered in a room, and they were sitting down trying to pressure me, trying to intimidate me. Another dream that was interesting was somebody showed up on my house in the dream, knocked on the door, and said, "Oh yeah, I'm so and so." Well, this was a person I used to work with, years ago, and so I opened the door. But as soon as I opened the door, he kind of like choked me, and that was that. And then at the end of the dream, they showed me the person who I thought it was, and they showed me his facial features and kind of sparkled. And it's like, pay attention, be discerning. You could be targeted. So, at any rate, one other thing I don't think I've ever shared was, and I don't know this 100%, but it was interesting. Right around that same time frame, there was I think it was like a F-150 type of pickup truck showed up in my neighborhood, and I happened to be in the car ready to go, ready to take off, and they just parked right in front of me. Their car was on. extremely peculiar behavior for that type of neighborhood. And as soon as I decided not to go, they would have followed me. I turned the car off and walked back in the house, and they just zoomed by. That period where they waited with their car running was probably about 2 minutes, and waited for me to go. So anyway, I decided at that point it was not worth risking continuing YouTube, and so I decided to stop. I did do a couple more videos. I did a video on the winter solstice in 2020, and then in the spring equinox in 2021. Right at, over 5 years ago. That was my last video. So what's happened since then? So since I was on YouTube, life's changed a lot. I had 2021 was the year of 2020 was the year of COVID and the election. 2021 was the year of the vaccines rolled out, and that whole craziness going into 2022. I live in Texas, so we weren't 100% pressured to do anything, although we were still pressured to wear masks in stores and things like that, I remember. And in 2022, I got an urge to grow vegetables, to learn about homesteading and the country life. And so we did that, and we kind of got into it. And even though we still live in cities, I consider myself kind of a future homesteader, gearing up for the country lifestyle. And then in 2023 and 2024, leading up to the last few years, I got involved in the corporate world, and kind of really have been growing within. And so I want to share that on this channel with some of the videos of what I've learned over the last few years, but really working on my chakra system, working on things that were still in me from long, long time ago. A lot of it, 13, 14 years. It was a kind of aha moment because I was in a really difficult environment and situation then. And then leading into 2025, we had Trump in the White House, we had Tulsi, and we had RFK. Well, that was a big deal for me. All of these people I had seen in my dreams. Well, not RFK so much, but the other two. And I want to share that as well in my dreams. But I think the world is getting into a better place. And I think, we're gearing up to the place where I can start to get on YouTube again and share some information. Rolling right into 2026, apparently there was an instant change if you listen to certain people when we hit 1/1/26, where the energy's changed. Well, I felt that as well. I did feel a strong energy shift in the beginning of the year towards the sky, kind of like the sky clearing, an opening of opportunity. And so I've been working on that this year. I've been working on, whereas I started the year with a lot of goals, and I'm in a constant ebb and flow of my personal growth. Goals had been stressful for me. So in February, I really focused more on being, boning up on the power of now. I had read it 20 years ago, but never really applied it. And so this year has been wonderful as far as being more present, being more in the moment. And as well as that, now I'm gearing into The Secret and Law of Attraction, and how that coexists with the now and is interspersed with the now in a way that most people don't realize, and how the now is the best way to use the power of manifestation. That's still something I'm growing into. So I probably won't do those videos now, but I'm going to become the video, if that makes sense. So I did notice that change at the beginning of the year, which has been a real exciting year, and I have a lot of high hopes. And now starting to YouTube channel, this is part of it. This one video is the start, and I'm not giving up this time. I'm not going to be intimidated. But what's interesting, this is a totally different environment than 5-6 years ago. And when I upload the old content, you'll be able to see that, because, for example, we're in July of 2026. I saw a movie in June of 2026 called Disclosure Day that Steven Spielberg did. And he said, look, everything in this movie is real. Everything in this movie is real. Okay. Talking about aliens and gray types of beings. Well, I'll talk about that too in my channel in coming weeks and months. But it was an interesting movie, and it was Disclosure Day. That was the point, to get it out to humanity. And even leading up to that movie release, there had been a number of releases that the Trump administration had released to the public about 4 alien species that exist. A type of insectoid being, a type of gray being, a type of reptilian being, and they use the word reptilian, and a type of I forget what they called it. It was either I think it was a tall white, but it was basically like a blonde haired, blue eyed, long haired person, and that was really tall. So it could either be a tall white, or it could be a Andromedan name that they use. But it's interesting with those. This was like April, May of maybe March, April, May of 2026. This was released to the public, right? Saying that we in fact have 4 alien species. Now, jump back to when I started my YouTube video in 2020. I have a video that I will get uploaded that will show 4 alien species on the thumbnail of the video. And the ones that I had were I have to remember. I had the tall, blonde hair, blue eyed being. I had the insectoid, and I had the gray. And I think the 4th one was a Pleiadian, not a reptilian. Although I did have a specific video for about 45 minutes long where I talked about reptilians. So there you go. Back when I did that in 2020, that was not something that was wanted to be made public. And those people who did those videos were suppressed, and I was one of them. The other thing back then was on the reptilian side of things, that you did not have that word reptilian, and they still are not, as of July 2026. I have not heard the word Draco reptilian, but the word reptilian, is used now. Back in 2020, you would see videos about lizard people, lizard beings. I think that's what the word they used. And so they didn't want any information about reptilians to come out. So it's quite interesting. That's different about how the world works, about how time works. a lot of different things are starting to come out, and it's wild, man. I think we're opening up the knowledge of humanity to people. Um, just a quick note before I end this video on how hard life can be. We have been living under a very oppressive regime um, that has been difficult for a lot of people, especially people who want to get the truth out. I've had dreams about that, and I look forward to sharing. Some of these dreams are historical, so they document conditions that had happened in the past. Um, One of the videos will be called Soylent Green, and that's interesting because I got that word in a dream, but I didn't know what it was. I want to talk about grounding. I had a dream recently about that as well. There's so many things to life, and to where we can start to learn to new things in life that we're never taught in educational systems, and that have really just been hidden knowledge. The law of attraction is one of them. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more things that can bring us to um, our power and life force energy, nutrition related, diet related, physical activity related, but mostly spiritual growth in ourselves and our chakras, and learning how to love each other. And so it's not all sexy, it's just real, and it's the real thing, so I've come to a point, I think years and years ago, where I stopped focusing on being cool and I started focusing on being real, because to me, that's where it's at. That's the magic focal point, is just being real. And unfortunately, a lot of people are into being cool and just being entertained. And at a certain point, there's more than that. But when you get to that point where you're focused on being real, parts of life could seem boring to other people, but in reality, as long as you're on that path, that your God path of why you came to this planet to do what you want to do, you're in good shape. So um, this channel will not be for everyone. Not all YouTube channels are, but I believe certain individuals will be called to have this information and to use it to grow their own paths beyond what I could do, but I do look forward to sharing my gifts. So I'm going to end it there and look forward. I'm excited to be back on YouTube. I've thought about this many times over the years, even 2022, 2021. In 2022, I was really, I had a whole laundry list. I was ready to go, and just, I don't know, something just stopped. And I think it was really divine. I don't think that was the right time for me to come back. As I mentioned, everything shifted in the beginning of the year 2026. And that's something very, very beautiful. I mean, for once you see the content of my previous videos, and you look at the information that's been released now, and you compare it to how people had been suppressed in the past, and all the darkness that has gone on this planet, I think we're headed to a really good place. That's not to say that there's still not darkness and evil and agendas, but we the people of the world, not America, but we the people of the world have the power, and that's super exhilarating to me, So I'll end it there. Thanks, guys. I love you guys very much, and I look forward to seeing and sharing many stories with you all.